So when Auxito reached out and asked me if I wanted to review one of their products, I was I was genuinely surprised. So I asked them to send over one of their products that's very much automotive related and give it a review, give my impressions of what I think of this product. So in this one, we're going to dive right into this. It's the Oxido Jump Starter with Air Compressor. Let's get the unboxing done first, and then we'll look at the initial impressions, followed by the experience using the product, the quality of the product, and so on. It's heavily packaged so that it doesn't get damaged in transit. Seems like a high quality packaging, very appealing. So let's open it up. Nice packaging with a lot of instructions on the outside as well. And I primarily opted to do something like this. Originally, they asked me to test out just the air compressor, but I wanted a jump starter kit as well. There was a scenario a couple of weeks ago where we were working with the GT3 RS, and I think I forgot to turn the ignition off fully. And while we were working on the car, we left it on for a couple of hours with the auxiliary switch on. It drained the battery and it wouldn't start up. It's kind of scary when battery drains on a supercar or a sports car. You get all kinds of different errors and it freaks you out. All kinds of faults and codes. So having something like this, it would be very handy being able to jump your car in a scenario like that so you're not stranded. So it allows for an engine start. It also acts as a power bank. It's an LED light, and it's an air inflation system as well. Two main functions have some very clear instructions laid out, and the rest, the power bank and the light, I don't think you need very many instructions for that. So let's open this up. Auxito, global supplier for automotive. So this is a company, it seems like they have a division that's selling various automotive parts. Seems like primarily LED lights and so on, but they're looking to enter into this other sort of accessories market as well. So opening this up, we've got all the necessary accessories required for the Jumpstart. So you can see here, you've got the Jumpstart, the positive and the negative cables, and it looks like it just plugs in with an adapter piece here, which is really cool. It seems very high end as well. Very cool. And then you've got the various things necessary for the air compressor as well. So you've got the adapters for your wheels and a bunch of little adapters for your football or your bicycle or whatever else that will require some air, and a USB charging cable as well. So on one side of the pouch, you've got that. Got the little instruction booklet, which is cool. We won't need that for now. Flip it over to the side, and here is the main unit. Nicely wrapped and packaged away. So if we take it out, wow, this is pretty nice. Feels very high end, very rugged, especially given that this is going to be an automotive piece that's going to either live in your car or in the garage space. I think this is really, really cool. I can't wait to try this out. Let's see here. So here's the one side of it. You've got venting so that when it's charging or the air compressor is running, it keeps it cool. We've got the section here for it's all rubberized and watertight, it seems. So once we take that out, you've got the port where you plug in your jumper cables. The jumper cables are very tiny because you really don't need anything longer. You're essentially going from the battery directly to the Jumpstart kit. So there you go. Let's see if we can turn this on. I think we're gonna have to charge it. It comes with 80% battery out of the box, so that's really cool. So if I turn on the light, you've got the LED light. You can get the light to blink or go to red, blue blinking light, red blinking. turns off. Now, in terms of mode, you can adjust what you are wanting to add air to. So you say you want car, motorcycle, bicycle, or football. Based on that, the amount of pressure is adjusted, I'm assuming, but we'll give that a try when we get to it. So there's some default PSIs, most common pressures that's used for those intended modes. A ball, 8 PSI, car, 36, that's about right. Bicycle, motorcycle, about 35, bicycle, 45 PSI. So that's really cool. So we can leave that there. And that's it. And on this side, we have USB-C and the USB-A ports, allowing you to charge your various devices, if you will. And there's the port for your air compressor as well. If you run any kind of air compressor, the air it's pushing through produces heat, so it's got a nice little warning as well as a reminder, don't touch, because I've done that before. I've touched those hot areas. There you go. What do you think? What we're going to do now is take this out, give it a try. So the first function of this is the tire inflation system. So we screw this in. Again, when using this, you feel a level of quality and a level of ruggedness to all of it. There's a rubber sleeve over the connecting points here, and that's primarily to help you hold on to it when things get really hot. So you have your standard air nozzle here, which you can use to connect to your wheels. So first things first, let's take out the cap, put that away, and all you do, you start it up, 80% capacity, you stick it in there, and there you go. If you don't lock that, it's going to push out all the air, which is neat. We set the mode. We're going to show that it's going to be for automotive, and we're hovering at 33 PSI. First things first, we put that down. The cable is long enough so you can set that down while it's inflating the tire. So we just drove the car, which means the tire pressures are already high, the temperatures are built up in the tires, so therefore it's sitting at around 33 PSI. So we can pull this lock, which will allow more air out. It looks like you're going to have to reset every single time. So it blinks a little bit and then gets a reading and then says your current temperatures. So if you let out a little bit, there you go. So all you got to do is push into it and it starts releasing air. So you plug it in, you adjust the pressures you want. Right now it's sitting around 32, 33. Let's say we crank it down, we want 32 PSI, that's what we want, and then you hit the power. Because it's already at 32, 33 PSI, it won't start. So let's say if we crank it up to 34, you hit the power button and it starts pumping. So there you go. Pretty simple, straightforward to use. Take it out, done. Put the cap back on the valve stems, then you unscrew it and we put it back in the bag. Done. Pretty simple unit, pretty easy to use. I like it. The other thing that we do with this is use it as a power bank. I think for the most part, that's kind of how I'm going to be using this. Whether I take this track side to check the tire pressures and ensure that it's running at optimal tire pressures, and also on a day-to-day basis, just checking the tire pressures, making sure it's good. And the other aspect of it is going to be using it for a power bank. Since there's a USB-C and a USB-A, plug it into the USB-A, turn it on, plug in the cable, and your USB-C accessories start charging. And I think it works really well. So it's a really nifty device, compact, none of those big massive things that we use. Let me show you what I've used previously. This is what we used to use in the past. This is massive, this is heavy. I'm sure this is pretty heavy duty in some cases, but I don't necessarily find I use it. I've used it maybe once, and it's a bit bulky and difficult to work with. Now, when you compare that to the Auxito, Jumpstart kit and power bank. Look at that. Isn't that a lot more convenient? You're going to carry this with you wherever you go, as opposed to this big bulky system. It's a 3-in-1 device, tire inflation system, battery bank, and a Jumpstart kit as well. I think that's a no-brainer. For me, this is what I'm going to be carrying with me wherever I go. I'm going to probably sell this or give it away to someone local here as well. Let's touch on the Jumpstart capability of this unit as well. So if I take the M2 out, I'm essentially carrying this with me. Take the unit. We have to attach the jumper cables here, a jumper unit. So let's take that out of the bag. We take out the plug and we use this and plug it into this adapter here. So the way this is positioned, you can't make a mistake. The one is just circular and the other one has like a flat end to it. So if you plug it in, you can't go the opposite direction because it won't let you get in, and it's always on the right one direction. So we have to get to the positive and the negative. So this is it. So you're able to get to the negative. That's all you need. The cable is long enough to get from the positive to the negative, and that's it. That's all you need to boost it up. And once you plug it in, you go in, start the car up. I don't have to do that with this car right now because the battery is good. We haven't depleted the battery in any way in this scenario. It's only going to be used for emergency situations, so it's good that we have this. It's going to be hanging out in the car that I'm driving at any moment in time. Super simple. I love the attention to detail. Again, as I mentioned before, design elements that prevent you from accidentally plugging it in the opposite direction, which is cool. You're always going to be plugging it in the right way every single time. Even in a rush, you won't be able to make a mistake with this one. As long as you know that the red is always going to the positive and the black is to the negative. And the negative is any sort of point. In the BMW, it's this little point here where you can use this as the negative point for the Jumpstart section. That's it. Pretty intuitive, pretty simple. I love the design. It's very rugged. If you're wanting to get one of these things and have it sit in the car as an emergency unit for any time you need it, I think this is the right way to go about it. It's super simple and easy to work with. I love it. I'm glad that we were able to connect up with Auxito, and I learned about the brand. There you go. High quality stuff. I highly recommend it. Let's close this up. There you go. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe, do all those things. If you want to see more product reviews and things like that, please let me know in the comments, and we'll try to get to more of these. And Auxito, thank you for the opportunity and for you allowing us taking one of these products and reviewing it for the channel. Thank you all. I'll see you all. It's hot. I need to go inside, get some air.